So recall when Jay-Z said he was battling for his marriage with Beyonce. And for us we decided to battle for our affection for our family well. It appears as though he's going to lose that fight since word on the roads is that he is going to get uncovered for fathering a mysterious kid outside his marriage well. Beyonce isn't having this by any means. And she is at last uncovering the wrecked truth about Jay-Z's mysterious kid. Is Jay-Z truly going to have Beyonce playing his stepmother? So it seems to be Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage may be going to endure one more shot, since reports have it that Jay-Z is going to get uncovered for fathering a mysterious kid. Well, to be fair, he purportedly fathered the kid sometime before he began dating Beyonce, yet he has reliably denied the clique. And he's going to get uncovered for being a liar and a bum father. Discuss a wreck. So the supposed child of Miss Hassine Carter is a man named Ramirez Satterwhite, and the show previously exploded back in 2015 when media sources detailed that Ramirez had recorded court records against Jay-Z. It was a paternity claim that guaranteed that Jay-Z had explicitly misled another Jersey court to try not to take a DNA test that could demonstrate that he was Ramirez's natural dad. So Ramirez asserted that Jay-Z attached with his mom, Wanda, during the 90s. And despite the fact that they utilized security, it fizzled, and she became pregnant with Chief. The case previously got to court around 2010 when Wanda prosecuted Jay-Z to decide if he was Ramirez's natural dad, yet the caverns was tossed out of court in light of the fact that the appointed authority controlled he didn't have a purview to attempt the case anyway. Ramirez and his watchman Lily Coley documented a common claim in December 2014 where they asserted that Jay-Z had deceived the court and introduced fake archives that kept the court from requesting him to take a paternity trial. Obviously, there were a lot of individuals saying that Ramirez was only searching for popularity and cash. Yet he and Lily denied these charges, bringing up that they weren't the ones who disclosed the case. Lily said this consideration surprised us. We didn't anticipate that somebody should spill into the press. We weren't expecting this. The case delayed for quite a while. And in 2018, Ramirez documented court records where he asserted that Jay-Z was controlling the courts to try not to take crew tests. Presently, I won't say that Jay-Z was controlling. The courts are not yet come on you all. He is perhaps of the most associated man in Hollywood, and I don't figure it would be that hard for him to utilize his associations with control the courts in support of himself. In addition to the case had been happening for quite a long time by then, so there was unquestionably something off-putting continuing. Additionally, it worked out that the explanation the courts had tossed out the case back in 2010 was that Jay-Z's group had persuaded the courts to think that Ramirez's natural dad had been seen as yet. As per his rendition declaration that was uncovered later, this was a gigantic untruth. It got much more chaotic when Ramirez and Lily likewise blamed their own attorneys for covertly conniving with Jay-Z's attorneys to make things considerably more tumultuous. Ramirez at last consented to do a plunk-down interview with his child online where he said, "I don't need cash or any such thing from Jay-Z. I simply believe that he should at long last come clean to the world. He should be a positive good example for our local area. He remains there shouting people of color matter, well, come clean and assume liability. And on the off chance that you say, I'm not your child, and nothing at any point occurred with my mother step through the examination. Assuming you're coming clean, for what reason is your most memorable response at whatever point you're approached to take a paternity test?" Novermere likewise asserted that his mother Wanda had let him know that Jay-Z was his genuine dad when he was 8 years of age. Tragically, Wanda had become excessively ill to deal with Amir, and in 2010 he in the end began residing with Lily, who is his guardian. Now this is where things get fascinating. Lily additionally addressed the child, and she said Wanda was just 16 years of age when she purportedly met Scene. Yet she might have let him know she was more seasoned. She fell pregnant. yet had no clue about how to get in touch with him at the time. Jay-Z was in his 20s 22. At any rate, this has caused a tremendous contention online in light of the fact that individuals are asking why he purportedly engaged with a 16-year-old. In any case, throughout the long term, how strange it is that he just appears to go for ladies that are way more youthful than he is. First, there was Aaliyah, and afterward Beyonce, who he initially began dating when she was 18. And he was in his 30s, so there were hypotheses that the genuine explanation Jay-Z would rather not step through the exam is that it turns into a positive. It would demonstrate that he got cozy with his 16-year-old. When he was in his 20s, Lily likewise asserted that when they previously reached out to Jay-Z's legal advisors to secretly resolve things, they contacted her and were all overall quite inviting. They even proposed to sign Raymeyer to Jay-Z's mark. Yet she declined on the grounds that he was still in secondary school at that point, and she believed that him should zero in on his schooling. This is where things change. And as per Lily's, unexpectedly, various legal counselors reached out, and their demeanor totally different. And I think they understood there was more in question for scene given that Wanda was purportedly underage. No doubt the age thing is certainly a calculate this entire wreck. This case has been happening for very nearly 13 years now, since while the first recorded in 2010. And it seems as though Ramirez becoming ill and worn out on the legitimate to and fro. As per new reports, Ramirez documented another movement with the New Jersey High Court in February of this current year, mentioning that the court unlocked years' worth of archives tracing all the way back to 2012, contending that staying quiet about the case has kept him from getting his fair treatment. Well, Jay-Z and his attorneys at last answered in a letter to the Everyday Mail, and they said the charges have been recently surveyed completely by the courts and have been discredited. I am certain that will be the result of whatever filings Mr. Satterwhite is perhaps as of now thinking about what it resembles. We're going to observe a huge muddled fight in court, since all privileged insights are going to be uncovered. Yet one inquiry on everyone's brains is the reason Jay-Z doesn't step through the exam and figure out the issues unequivocally. I mean, it's been around a long time since this fight in court started, and it would, in a real sense, take him one moment to take a DNA test that will demonstrate that he isn't the dad, and everybody can at long last accept reality for what it is. However, at that point, individuals accept that the genuine explanation, Jay-Z is being subtle and declining to step through the exam, is that he knows, or possibly he thinks, that Raymer could be his child. Yet, like I said previously, assuming he consents to DNA tests, and he's the dad, he will be hauled for laying down with a minor. Currently, we should not fail to remember how the bee colony will come for him for having a mysterious kid when he's hitched to Beyonce. I know Raymer was brought into the world before Jay-Z and Beyonce, yet Jay will get cooked one way or the other, so I sort of get why he's playing find the stowaway with this. Yet, as per an insider, Beyonce isn't prepared to play stepmother in the event that, incidentally, Jay-Z is Raymer's dad. The insider uncovered that Beyonce didn't pursue this on the grounds that another kid was never a piece of the conversation she had with Jay before they got hitched. She has proactively pardoned Jay for a ton of things, including his bamboozling embarrassments. Yet the source guaranteed that Beyonce doesn't know that she'd have the option to excuse him for this. Another source added that this new claim has overburdened their marriage, and both Beyonce and Jay-Z maintain that the dramatization should be completely finished with. So aside from the way that Jay-Z is terrified of the public kickback, he is likewise frightened of losing Beyonce, and not set in stone to figure out how to figure this out such that benefits everybody except individuals online are persuaded that Jay-Z knows that Raymer is his kid, and that is the reason he would rather not take the DNA test. Someone remarked trying not to do a DNA test is a significant warning. I'm sorry, since supposing that you're not the dad, take care of business. To close the whole section, additionally, In the event that he for sure is the dad then. At that point, isn't it ruthless considering he was 22 while the mother was 16? Someone else expressed evading up lawyer test for a long time is wow, he's most certainly the daddy, and this other individual tweeted Jay has worked really hard covering his tracks. Yet the way that he evading doing a paternity test for a long time ought to let you know that this is logical his child you all the standards of this TR extra muddled. However, something lets me know that it will get considerably more chaotic when the court records are unlocked, yet up to that point. I need to know what you all figure about this. Do you think Jay-Z is the dad? Or do you think Ramirez? Simply one more gold digger. Drop your considerations in the remarks. And afterward look at this next video. Music, much obliged.